Kristen Tomlan. I'm the founder and CEO of Cookie Dough Confections. Today we're going to be making a recipe from my new cookbook. It's my no-bake cookie dough cheesecake bars. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your graham crackers and you're going to put them in your food processor. You want to make sure it's a really nice, fine texture. The next thing you're going to do is you're just going to add melted butter and brown sugar to the food processor. Mix it together really quickly to make sure that it's all nice and moist and that brown sugar and butter is evenly distributed all throughout your graham crackers. Now it's ready to press down into your pan, which I've already lined with parchment paper. And then you're just gonna use your fingers or a spatula to just press it down and make sure that it's nice and even. It's nice and flat, and so the crust is done. We just are gonna freeze it to harden it while we move on to the next step. So it starts with unsalted butter that's room temperature. That's gonna go in the mixer first. And then next you're gonna add your white sugar and brown sugar. Those can go in together. You wanna just cream these two ingredients together until they're nice and smooth. Then we're gonna add our liquid ingredients, which is our pasteurized egg and our vanilla extract. You're gonna let that go for a couple minutes to get light and fluffy. Once that's in, you can add in your cornstarch and sea salt. In this recipe, the dry ingredients are going to be our all-purpose flour, which we've heat treated ourselves, and then our cake mix as well. It also contains flour, so you're going to need to heat treat this. You're going to microwave it or stick it in the oven until it reaches 165 degrees. Then you're going to let it cool down, and then it's ready to use in your recipe. I'm going to just scrape it down one time. Make sure we're getting everything mixed in really well. And then we're gonna add our sprinkles. Now the cookie dough is ready to go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take out a little bit that's gonna mix into our cheesecake bars, and then we're gonna refrigerate the rest until it's nice and cold. So you're gonna take about a quarter of the dough and just set it aside. And then the rest is just gonna go in the refrigerator. You're gonna start with 2 blocks of cream cheese. You're gonna wanna make sure that those are room temperature. You're gonna put them in your mixer and just let the mixer go for about 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next, you're gonna add in the granulated sugar. Just let it keep mixing. Next, it's ready for your vanilla extract. I'm gonna just scrape it down just to make sure it's all getting mixed really well. Next, we're ready to add our cake batter cookie dough that we just made. And then last step in the mixer is you're gonna add some confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar. Once all of that's combined, then you can turn off your mixer. The rest you're gonna do by hand. So this mixture is going to be light and fluffy, and that's exactly how you want it. You've got a little bit of sprinkles, and that cake batter cookie dough is mixed evenly throughout. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your whipped topping, and you're going to just fold it in to this mixture. You're going to fold it in by hand because you don't want to deflate all of that air and fluffiness that you just created with the mixer. So we added some of that fresh cookie dough into this mixture so that you get that cake batter flavor in every single bite. But we also want big chunks of cookie dough all throughout this cheesecake. So you're gonna take your cookie dough now that it's chilled, and you're just gonna pull it apart into little pieces and then throw it in the bowl. We'll fold it all together. You're gonna wanna reserve about 1/4 of what's left so that we can add some cookie dough on top. And then again, you're just gonna really gently fold it all in so you don't deflate all of that air. I'm also gonna fold in about half of the sprinkles. And then leave some for the top of the cheesecake as well. Now it's ready to put on top of the crust. You're just gonna wanna take little dollops, I guess big dollops, and make one big even layer of the cheesecake topping. You can use your spatula and just press it down and make sure you get into the corners and it's nice and even. You can take your cookie dough, roll it into little pieces, and just top it all off. Next, take your sprinkles and just divide it evenly across the top of your cheesecake. You can never have too many sprinkles. Now it's ready to go in the freezer. It's gonna need to chill for about 1 hour, but if you want it to go longer, that's totally fine. Look at how good that looks. Thank you guys so much for letting me show you how to make my no-bake cookie dough cheesecake bars. For over 110 recipes, check out my cookbook, Hello Cookie Dough, edible cookie dough that you can make at home, and all sorts of other delicious treats.